Welcome back to your latest industry recap. Airbus deliveries are actually improving, United Airlines has announced expansion, and Cebu Pacific targeting a big future. Actually a more positive recap for once. Apologies that there's always so much negativity. Unfortunately, that is the state of the world, and when I'm covering the industry and if bad things are happening, I will talk about them. With that being said, let's begin with Airbus, who have seen their deliveries grow across the month of March, according to reputable analytics firm Cirium. After starting 2025 with arguably some turbulent air, the European plane maker has been able to significantly increase its output, with an estimated 70 planes shipped off to airline customers. While firm approval awaits, several sources, and again those aviation analytic firms, report the figure to be around 70, and typically maybe give or take one. This is often very reliable. Not only is this a number an increase on Airbus's part year over year, but it is a much needed increase from its poor performance that was seen at the beginning of this year. Airbus expressed that it had been facing challenges in the ongoing production of its aircraft, with supply chain shortages limiting the delivery of key parts such as seats, fuselage parts, and also over to engines. The plane maker's output targets were simply not being met because of these fundamental aspects having a delayed arrival. Therefore, building the plane was being delayed too. The March figure increases the plane maker's performance across the first quarter. It provides higher prospects for the remainder of the calendar year as it works towards its increased annual figure. While uncertainties surrounding ongoing tariffs and obviously those political tensions across the waters in the United States remain, there really does remain uncertainty more specifically around how decisions in the coming months may impact Airbus's day-to-day operations. They are really just waiting. In the past few months, as the dialogue surrounding tariffs has obviously only increased, analysts and Airbus have commented on their own opinions, not being afraid to mention how these tariffs could lead to non-US airlines basically being prioritized for deliveries over US customers. If this were to happen, the effects would not just impact Airbus, but actually everyone, from the airlines, employees, and the general public in the United States, which is why Airbus has so heavily gone against this. The overall quarterly performance for the first one of 2025 still lags behind last year's performance. Airbus would argue it's been better primed now, however, to see production increases stay stable and or continue going up in the coming months ahead, despite still some persistent challenges that it is getting used to facing. Despite these feelings, Airbus still faces an uphill battle to reach its end-of-year target of 820 commercial airplane deliveries. The previously announced figure is up from the revised target it hoped to achieve of 770 in 2024, after the previous forecast of 800 became impossible. Therefore, for the manufacturer to reach its end-of-year target this year, it needs to certainly keep the pace up that it has already established for itself, and given the uncertainties and curveballs that we have seen the industry face recently, this may be easier said than done. Airbus previously confirmed that it wouldn't hesitate to revise its targeted deliveries for the commercial airplanes division in 2025 if deemed necessary. However, it has not provided any comments as of yet, suggesting that it will drop the target of 820 units. Over to the next story, United Airlines is expanding its international network as it gears up for a hopefully successful remainder of 2025. The US airline says it'll become the first airline to offer non-stop service between the United States and Adelaide in Australia, offering up to 3 weekly flights on a seasonal basis. These new flights will debut on December 11, 2025 as part of an effort to meet the majority of peak seasonal demand for the festive season and subsequent summer holidays that stretch into January. United confirms that the aircraft selected to operate the service, similar to most Australian flights, is the versatile and also reliable 7879. A move to begin service to Adelaide reaffirms its commitment to Australia. Finally, it'll offer non-stop connectivity between South Australia and the United States, which will eliminate the typical stopover we see take place at a city on the east coast of the land down under. United Airlines is not stopping at the beginning service just to Adelaide. It's also making other changes to international flying in a positive manner to respond to demand and to increase its market share. They will become the only US airline to offer daily flights to Bangkok in Thailand, with the deployment of its 7879 on October 26, 2025. Meanwhile, set to begin on October 26 as well, United has committed to being the only US airline to offer daily non-stop flights with the 7879 to Ho Chi Minh City in Vietnam. Philippines is also on the list, with one day prior on October 25th, the airline confirming it'll fly a second flight between San Francisco and the capital of the nation. United says that a 777-300ER will operate the service, which will now give customers greater flexibility for their travels between the United States and the Philippines, with more flight choices at various points during the day. United also says a new flight will launch to Hong Kong this fall, with tickets available for sales towards Adelaide and Manila. However, if you're after tickets for Bangkok and Ho Chi Minh City, they will become available. By launching all of these routes, United confirms it will now offer flights from the United States to 32 different cities across the Pacific. This mammoth commitment cannot go unnoticed, given that it's 4 times that of any other airline based in the same country that United calls home. One of the biggest takeaways for me is not the fact that we're continuing to see new services being launched, but how with every single announcement seemingly, United Airlines is able to position itself to say it is the only airline offering XYZ, rather than simply going on to try and compete with an existing company. They have a massive fleet and a massive operation that allows them to do this, but ensuring that these routes also are profitable is something entirely different. Staying within Asia, but focusing on the keywords of expansion, Cebu Pacific are hoping to increase their presence across international markets as they begin preparing for the future as well. Speaking at a recent Routes Asia conference, airlines executives discussed how launching expansion across long-haul markets would be crucial for the business's long-term success. While Cebu Pacific currently operates a modest network that is intended to change in the future, with the addition of more long-ranged flying to help boost the local economy, the airline's market share, and overall industry impact. In recent years, a lot of the focus has been placed on short-haul connectivity from the Philippines, but that needs to change according to executives, with the usage of the A330neo something that can directly be improved. Thanks to the A330neo's significant abilities, specifically, yes, focusing on its longer range, there is much potential to launch service to more international markets, which should in turn see greater rewards in market share and also finances. With the Philippines only expected to continue growing, Cebu Pacific finds itself in a bit of a unique position, where it itself can look to meet growth through planes such as the Neo and the many single-aisle next-generation jets that are on order at the company. In terms of that all-important fleet, well, currently consists of 94 aircraft, but I'll focus more so on the A330neo, which will very much be crucial for the long term. The wide-bodies fleet sees it solely committed to this model, with 11 units being delivered. As for 2025, well, they've already taken delivery of a brand new A330neo, configured to seat 459 passengers, a proper high-density config. More A330neos are expected to join the airline's fleet this year, permitting no further delays, and certainly aligning with growth plans that are in the works. Cebu Pacific said they were thrilled to welcome their first aircraft delivery of 2025, with the plane's increased range and capacity enabling the optimization of operations while also maintaining the all-important cost efficiency. That'll conclude today's aviation news recap. If you have any thoughts, you know the best place to leave them is down below in the comments. Please take care, do indeed be safe, and I'll see you tomorrow for your latest industry recap.
And we'll fly.